Hey guys, welcome back. So today is upper body day. I will see you inside. So today being a weekend day, the gym opens late. It opens at 9 instead of 7. So I am still waiting to get inside and because I came a little bit early, so I will take this opportunity to start my warm up with the rubber band right here, right now. So as always, when I don't do cardio, this is very important to avoid, to prevent injuries and to warm up the small muscles that we don't usually recruit when we lift. Buongiorno. Finally open. So in the end, I had a few more minutes to wait because they couldn't let us in before 9. So I took the opportunity to finish warming up with the rubber bands. The reason I did that is because today I am a little conscious with the timing because I made a promise that I would be someplace for lunch. So I still have plenty of time, but I didn't want to to waste some since I have to be a little bit attentive. So let's go inside. So I will begin with some lat pull downs. I'm going very light and slow at the beginning. Okay, now we'll progressively go up with the weight. Yeah. So now I'm starting to go down in weight. This is the last couple of sets before moving on to another exercise. I'm using the belt today because the other day the small injury I sustained is still hurting a little bit. I still felt like training today, but I want to be attentive, especially in this exercise that is pulling on my spine a little bit. I want to be careful. Done with this one. Now some chest press. Ah. Oh. So. Ah. 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 Oh. Oh. Ah. 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 Oh, nice burn. I'm liking so much this one that I haven't decided yet how many more to do. Oh. Ah. Oh. Ah. 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 Oh. Ah. Oh. Oh. Ah. Okay, I've decided I'll make a couple more, going down with the weight a little bit. Ah. Ah. Yeah. Mm. Ah. Ah. Oh. 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 Ah. Ah. Oh, so today I'm training completely on an empty stomach. I prefer not to eat anything because I woke up only 45 minutes before getting to the gym. So I don't feel like super energetic, but I feel decent for this training. I feel that my muscles are exerting a lot. What saves me on an empty stomach is coconut water or something with electrolytes to stay hydrated. Very, very important. Okay, now I'll go with some overhead press. So I'm doing the last couple of ones before moving to the next exercise. So now I'll do some row machine. This one, unfortunately, I have to do it with the support for the chest. The free one I cannot do because of the back. Ever again. Every time I try that, I I get injured. Like the old injury comes back to bite me. Yeah, this is very light, so I will extend the movement a little bit more. Okay, now it has more weight, so I won't extend back. Oh. 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 So I think I lost the recording of one set. That's okay. This is gonna be my last one of this. Okay. Oh. So now I'll be doing some more pecs at the cables. Now from the top. Oh. So I will finish with some delt, both at the cable and then with some lateral raises. So I'm doing these two exercises back to back, and it burns a little bit, but it's a nice feeling. Okay, so this is gonna be the last couple of sets. Oh. Oh. Ah. Ah. Oh. Ah. Okay. Now the only thing left is abs. So this is just a quick pump check. I was a little bit worried for this training because of my back, of the old injury coming out the other day when doing legs, but whenever it happens to me, I have this constant pain that stays there. It's like a hernia pain, and it reabsorbs in a few days. Today, the training went fine. I'm very happy with it. Yeah, my muscles feel pretty spent. The like the absence of breakfast is noticeable. Oh, okay, last most muscular pose. I don't know how to pose. I will learn as I go. Okay. So, one thing that I would like to share with you guys today is the importance of developing the habit of finishing what we start, which is something that I've always been struggling with and only recently became more of a healthy habit of mine, to which I am extremely grateful. I remember that when I was a kid, I always had difficulties in finishing what I started. I was not very good at school. I remember that I didn't like studying, and I was always putting the minimum effort just to get barely sufficient grade and to advance to the next year. But I was in a constant state of tediousness, frustration, and my mind always felt heavy, clouded, and I wasn't happy at all. The only moments in which I was really enthusiastic about what I was doing was when something really piqued my interest, like studying the lore of the Lord of the Rings after watching the movies. And I remember that my tendency in that period was to start lots of things and complete, progressing almost none of them. Like, I went to musical middle school to learn how to play the piano, which I kind of liked, but I didn't put any real effort into it, and it showed. And in general, I was saying yes to so many things that I then would leave unfinished. Or when my parents asked me to do something, I was always lazy and kept postponing it until the last minute, until I was forced to tend to it. And then when I did, I would do it as fast as I could, no matter the level of superficiality. And I was always feeling unsatisfied. And I also remember that in that period that I had so many things open, a recurring thought of mine was guilt. Guilt of not progressing in things that I felt I should have progressed with. And but in which I felt like a failure, like playing the piano. And I would push myself to practice them a little bit once in a while, just to convince myself that I was not abandoning them, and but not progressing in any of them. And this was a very unhealthy habit of mine. And I was kind of stuck in that weird limbo. Then I noticed the first switch when I started the university. Since I started seeing the knowledge coming from my studies as something useful for my work. And for the first time in my life, I was doing something that required a lot of attention and effort, and I was trying my absolute best at it. And it felt great, like nothing before. But I still had the tendency of picking up so many things, of saying yes to so many things, having so many interests I wanted to pursue with no particular priority among them. And I found myself really progressing in none of them, apart from my studies. Does this sound familiar to any of you guys? Let me know in the comments if you have similar experiences and how you think it's best to deal with them. In my case, one thing that I believe to be very important is, on one end, we identify what are our top priorities, the things that are really important to us.
And on the other hand, we identify all the interests that we should renounce to, or at least set the right expectation about those, like just an occasional hobby we are not really expecting progress with. But the most important thing is we sort out our mess, we identify what our real priorities are, and those are going to be the ones we strive for progress with. They have to be few and clear, though. The other thing that is really important is to develop the habit of finishing what we start, starting from the small things, like washing the dishes after eating without leaving them in the sink to be found by us the next morning, or like finishing that book we started before starting a new one, or fully completing that work or study related activity before opening new ones, or beating the story of the video game you purchased before purchasing new ones, and or finishing our cardio session exactly, like not before the time we promised ourselves it would last. So, is there any kind of activity that comes to your mind that you could use to start developing the habit of finishing what we start? So, by developing this habit, we will probably get way more done, and we will live a life that feels more satisfying. Why? Because if you combine the habit of finishing what you start with your goals and aspiration, what you're gonna get is progress. Shout out to Tony Robbins for his amazing speeches on this topic. But on the other hand, what will happen if our mind doesn't develop the familiarity of finishing what we start? We will find it harder to progress in anything. We might familiarize with feeling like a failure, with being fed up, being numb. And this is going to happen even in those things that are really important to us. So now just some quick abs before going. I'm getting close to lunchtime and I really want to be on time. Sometimes I like to do it a little bit differently and go up when I feel I have the energy for that. Oh. Now with bent legs. Okay. Workout complete. So thank you guys for staying with me until the end of my training. If you too are someone who struggles to finish what you start and you would like to develop this habit, you can try this. The first thing is write down a list of all the things you have open and cross all the ones that are really not important to you and that should really not get your attention. Like if you're finishing a book that you're not really liking and you realize it's not for you, maybe it doesn't make sense to force yourself to finish that. And the second thing you're going to do is define among the list the things that are important to you. Pick one that you're going to finish, schedule the time to finish that, when you're going to do it, and in that time, dedicate your fullest attention to it with no distraction, and also define the things that you're not going to start before having finished that. And let me know how it goes in the comments. So I'll see you on the next video. Take care, guys.